What's going on, everybody? I appreciate all of you hanging out, waiting on the stream to start. For those who catch the replay, though, hit the thumbs up. Why not? Subscribe, turn on all notifications. Join us in the future in these live chats. It's more fun that way. So most Fridays, not every Friday, sometimes it doesn't shake out, but most Fridays, they're made for fragrance talk. And that's what we do on Fridays normally. Just random Q&A, live chat. Just chop it up with you guys as we head right on into the weekend. I don't know what you guys have going on. I got a few things going on, but should be a good weekend nonetheless. Beautiful weather again today. Tomorrow, more beautiful weather. Then we're back to the highs being on the low 70s, which is not bad weather, but it's not cold like I would like it to be. But I decided to go with fun fragrance today. Nitro Red. Been a little while since I wore it. My wife came in the room after I sprayed it and did my shorts video. She's like, "It smells really good in here." I said, "I figured you would like that one." She leaned down and sniffed. She said, "Oh, yeah, I really like that one. That's a good one." Yeah, it seems to be your reaction every time I've worn it in the past. So, the sweet fragrances, what can I say? I mentioned it in this morning's video. When it comes to the sweet fragrances, my wife likes the sweet fragrances on me. What can I say? Invictus with watermelon. Watermelon Jolly Rancher Bubblegum Aquatic. Beast Mode. Cheap. It's a great fragrance. I don't care what anybody says. Not everybody's going to like it. A lot of people do. It's good stuff. It's fun. It's fun fragrance. I wouldn't wear that to dinner with my wife, but if we're going to the movies, sure. Fun night out, fun fragrance. Casually during the day, absolutely. To sell cars, maybe not in the luxury market. Domestic and Japanese and like Nissan and Chevy and stuff like that. Yeah, because it's a little bit more casual. You're wearing golf shirts all the time. Whereas luxury market, maybe not so much. Wear suits a lot. So, depends on what you're doing, right? So we got 68 in the first 2 minutes. If you don't mind, hit that thumbs up on the way in. Let's get rolling with the chat, shall we? Envy of FOMO for John. Good to see you, sir. As per usual, what do you think I'm about to say? I need to get that back in my rotation. So many freaking fragrances. It's unreal. I think is it within reach? There it is. Thought it was still on the desk. Right here. I'll try to keep it within my view so I don't completely forget about it. Dan, not the man wearing signature rosé. You, sir, smell incredible, is how I'll say that. Absolutely incredible. Good to see you wearing Leighton. Scent of the day. Bar of blue. I've only tried double blue. What's different? Oh, blue's supposed to be like Leighton, right? Smelling like Leighton. Okay, I read that wrong. So, yeah, that's the one that's like Leighton because I have double blue, and it's basically better chrome. Like smoother, higher quality as Oro Chrome. Argos Triumph of Bacchus. You, sir, smell incredible as well. Y'all are putting your best foot forward here today. Halloween Man Mystery. That's better than Halloween Man X. I don't care what anybody says. You guys are putting your best foot forward. It's nice. And speaking of somebody that always does it, let's see what Luis has got with his double hat trick, double whammy, 1-2 punch that he usually hits me with. Naxos and Lamal Elixir. Sweet honey fragrances today, huh? Honey is the theme. A lot of honey in both of those. A little bit of tobacco in both of those. You were in a honey tobacco mood today. I'll be damned. We talked about Lamal Elixir in this morning's video as well, in the vanilla fragrances, because a lot of vanilla and tonka bean. Hashtag vanilla is life. Saga, I don't know if you're here yet. She was commenting a few times in this morning's video. I thought of her because we got this running thing with hashtag vanilla is life here in the live chat. I was like, I need to do a vanilla video. What the hell? I put it in the title. I put it in the thumbnail, and I even mentioned it. And I knew it would draw her out. So, Saga, if you're here already, I was thinking of you. And sure enough, here she comes. Her first comment, hashtag vanilla is life with some emojis. So I do enjoy a good vanilla fragrance because in this household, vanilla is life between both my wife and myself. You smell great, Luis. No surprises here. Azaro Bright Visit and then Azaro Visit. I haven't tried the regular one, but Bright Visit, I got that one. Chad hooked me up there. It's pretty good. Kenneth, good to see you, sir. Nitro Red, twins. Scent of the Night, smelling like Dior Homme Intense, but Camaro Homme Intense. Vintage Radio for Alan, good to see you, sir. Honorable mention for late night after going out and washing up, Roberto Cavalli Uomo La Note. I never tried La Note. I have Silver Essence and the original Uomo. That's the only two I have. Almost forgotten, discontinued Cheapy Gem. Scented Paradise, good to see you. Cinque Terre, it's a great one. I'll say that. I agree. Also sent 2 samples of Ingenious Ginger, beautiful Tigar type. More ginger than Tigar. Bright Citrus. Bois Imperial. That is a Big time love for a lot of people. And Belgian candy. Never tried that one, but Bois Imperial, a lot of people love that one. Basically a more wearable kind of Ganymede. You know, it's kind of Ganymede. I think it's better. I think a lot of people feel that way. Good to see you. Search your parts. Cedar Maliki. Wow. Definitely the best everyday daily driver of the line. Yeah. That's why I said wow. Like, the reason I say wow is like so far, we're only a couple handfuls of comments in. You guys are fucking killing it. Y'all continue to prove why you're the best smelling live chat on social media. Y'all are the best. Anybody that thinks otherwise, it's a dumb motherfucker. Calling it like I see it. Y'all are always killing it. Sin of the evening, YSL Baby Cat. Right when I say that, here you go. Your vanilla video inspired me. Well, I'm glad I can inspire you. It was a beautiful fragrance that we talked about at the end of the video that tells me you watched the whole video. What a great double pick. You and Louis, what are you trying to give Luis competition here today? Spice Bomb Extreme, that was in this morning's video. A lot of you guys watched this morning's video before you sprayed your fragrance, didn't you? How'd y'all like my segment on Spice Bomb Extreme? I mean every word I say in every video, but I was having a little fun with that one because it's so overblown. It's great fragrance, but it's become a cliche. It really has. It's become a cliche with the kind of shit that gets said about it. Sample of signature tobacco. Almost get a medicinal note in the opening. Do you get that as well? Nothing medicinal. I get very aromatic, leafy, lightly spiced, like dry tobacco, some woods, a little bit of smoke. I don't get much of the booze, and I do get a little bit of vanilla. But as it dries down, I get more of the booze. It adds to the sweetness and warms it up a little bit. But no, I've never really got anything medicinal out of it. Now, with leather tobacco, I get plenty of medicinal. The way the plum is with the birch tar and all that at the top, and the oud, it comes across a bit medicinal. In leather tobacco, that absolutely. But regular tobacco, no, not for me. Aloha, happy Aloha Friday. Signature Seraphim Red, great choice. Ferragamo Pour Homme, Woody Fig. Nobody talks about that one anymore. I haven't worn that one in a while myself. My man Kix Griffey, Signature Rosé. Kix Griffey approved, FWO, Wolfpack for life. Yak Mob, I'm so proud of you. Give me a soft live stream clap. I'm so proud of you. He finally got his bottle. Afnan 9 p.m. Beautiful sweet fragrance. I prefer the fruity apple than the fruity pear to Ultra Male. Odeon Scorpion Intense. I never heard of this one, Neil. Imitation Man, I've never tried. I am a huge fan of the house, though. Amouage can almost do no wrong in my eyes. And I say almost because I haven't smelled anything I haven't liked or thought was amazing from them. So I'm sure that will happen one day, but I have yet, because there's so many I haven't smelled from the house. I've smelled double digits in the teens of their offerings, but I mean, they have so much more than that I just have not tried. I'd like to get Memoir Man and finally get a bottle of Lyric Man. My decant of Lyric Man's been empty for like 5 years. I went through that long time ago. I had a 10 ml. Went through that a long time ago. I got Reflection Man decant at the same time, and I liked Reflection Man more, so that was the one I went after first. But I love this house. This is one of my favorite brands. Amouage is like I said, they pretty much do no wrong because I've never smelled anything even that I would consider just very good from them. Everything's been like great, bordering outstanding, or better, in my opinion, that I've tried. Wila Parfum, excellent choice, best in the line, in my opinion. And there she is. Up, wearing Mugler Alien. There we go. There we go. I don't know if your ears were burning and you heard what I said at the beginning, but I did mention you moments ago. I thought of you when I made that video this morning. I knew it would bait you out into the comment section with hashtag Vanilla is Life. I did that for you. Let's see. My dreams and aspirations going down the toilet as I bet 400 on my Steelers to win. You bet on a Thursday night game, man, you wild. I don't care who's playing. Don't bet on Thursday night games. That's a bold play. They never go the way they're supposed to. Code Ultimate, never tried it. Christine, good to see you. Kalen, my man. Business over pleasure. Nice warm day in Phoenix. Excellent choice. If I do say so myself, no bias there whatsoever. Good to see you. Sample card of Creed Aventus. First ever wearing. I like it. I can see the hype. Doesn't seem to last more than about 6 hours. It seems to be a lot of people's experience these days. Need 3 no free weight trap exercises. So I'm cleared by the doctor. I can't use free weights. So here's the issue. Because if I give you something to do that is on a Smith machine that's on a track, so it's not free weights, it's on a track, on a machine like a hammer strength, because there's a very specific chest hammer strength press that you could use to do shrugs with, or a cable exercise, you're actually getting constant tension from these exercises that you don't get from having dumbbells to do shrugs or a free barbell. So you're going to have tension the entire time on your muscles and pulling down on your spine and everything. It's actually like more intensive than doing the free weights. So are you sure? Because I mean, I'll tell you, just be careful, you know, work out at your own risk if you're not cleared by a doctor to work out. But if your gym has the standard flat press hammer strength machine, okay, flat bench, hammer strength, the angled bars to it, where most people will put a foam pad at the bottom to lift it up because it's such a deep stretch to get started from the starting position, or they'll put 25-pound plates just to prop it up a little bit so it's kind of closer so you can get it up easier. If you back up to it, you can do shrugs where it's almost like a barbell behind the back, or you could, depending on how thick your legs are, you could get a lot close to it, but it's more of a behind the back shrug. That's a really good one to do. Obviously, behind the back or in front, barbell shrugs on the Smith machine, it's on the track. So it's going to be a little different. Your tension is going to be totally different than free weights than doing dumbbell shrugs. And then you could actually do the same thing with cables. The best way to do this would be if you have a cable set up where they're closer, the cables that can be angled, not the ones you use to do cable crossovers that are very wide from one another that usually have like lat pull down cables and other adjustments, not that big old section. The ones that are cables that are like close together where it's easy to do like cable bicep curls, and people like to do low to high for their upper chest, you know, so like those specific cables, they usually have a bar that connects to both cables. You can do behind the back with that. You can actually lean forward and keep the tension and shrug like this. That's a good variation to do as well. You get a lot of tension from that as well. So that's the three that come to mind that I do work randomly in and out when I don't feel like doing dumbbells, because a little variation is a good thing here and there. You want to mix it up you don't want to mix it up every single workout, but you want to throw something different here and there, just a different variation. So there you go. And I'm sure we're very far behind now. But don't do anything your doctor doesn't want you to do, Neil. Nothing absolute. I forgot to put one. That's okay. Roy, good to see you, sir. Another one, back to back, wearing nothing. That's okay. That's okay. Very sick, struggling to breathe. Fragrance is a bad idea. Yeah, there's no point to you doing that. I hope you feel better soon, my man. Sorry to hear you're feeling bad. Beardsome, good to see you, sir. Joe Milano, wild card, never tried it. Michael, always a pleasure. Arctic Sea from Lorenzo Pizzaglia, really good, but it's a salty boy. Uh-oh. There's some really salty fragrances, Mega Mare and Atlas, that I really like. And then there's some salty fragrances that are like, I got to be in the mood for it, like Invictus Legend, which is amazing. Some days I think it's the best one in the line, and some days it's like, God, it's just too salty. You know, there's layers to that and levels to it for sure. Like Atlas, I get like that sometimes. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's just way too much. So I'm very hit or miss with the crazy salty fragrances. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes like, I ain't wearing that today. Signature Rose. We got 3 in the chat so far wearing Signature Rose. How are you? Terre Hermes EDT. To me, it's objectively a masterpiece. Most people would agree with you. Chris Jan, appreciate the super chat, sir. I am doing well. Help me choose a Thanksgiving Day fragrance. Oh, here we go. He gave me some options. This is a man that knows how we do things around here. I appreciate that, first and foremost. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at this lineup. Grand Soir. That's special in itself, man. That's just not playing fair. Hypnotizing Fire. Okay. Harmonist. Strong With You Tobacco. Ombre Leather EDP. His scent of the day is Wanted by Night. Keep killing it, man. I appreciate that. Man, I'm staring at Grand Soir here. To Thanksgiving Day with the family. That's the most intoxicating. Hypnotizing Fire and Strong With You Tobacco are phenomenal, especially Hypnotizing Fire. But Ombre Leather, I would, that's more of a regular type of day. I don't think ombre leather is special occasion. I mean, I'm sure you wear it probably more than the others. Ombre leather is just a go-to kind of fragrance. At least that's how I view it. Grand Soir is a more special occasion, special situation kind of thing. That's how I wear it. I'm just going how I do things. Anyways, I would go Grand Soir here. You're by far any of these choices, obviously, but even especially with Grand Soir, I think going to be by far the best smelling person at Thanksgiving. And I don't care if you got a family full of perfume lovers, you're going to be the best smelling person there. I appreciate the super chat. And thank you for the question with the options. I love these with or without a super chat. I love doing these. Mike knows I love doing these. I saw you posted that in my group on Facebook. Indeed. Anybody that wants Jasada Platinum or Titanium, it's Titanium, I'm sorry, or Ambassador or Ambassador Intense, the cheap, like 58 to 65 range, I think was the post. That's a great price. And Titanium's like really good. I need to get that in the lineup. Their newest release, 'tis the season now. I have the weather for it now. So I have number 4. Ooh, never tried it. Might grab the Supremacy. Even though it's redundant, it is very redundant. It's getting so much hype, you can never go wrong with that DNA. I love it. It's right there. I wore it again this week. Good stuff. 9 a.m. here in Texas. I've never tried the original 9 a.m. 9 a.m. dive, but not the original. And both 9 p.m.s. 9 p.m. Rebel, speaking of. That's was at the beginning of the week. That's right here. Also got the collection. That's amazing. Now we're talking. I think it's one of the best affordable things to come out this year. I think it's a better release than Hawas Black. I thought that was a great release. It was better. And they're not the same. They're not. That is basically Hachibat, a really, really good version of Hachibat. And this is like a twist on Absolute Aventus because it doesn't have all the spice of it. Those florals make the difference. And it's not real flowery, but there is a difference here. This is more of a twist than a clone. And you know me, I prefer the twist. Give me the twist every time. That's the things I'll promote and wear and love and suggest you check out. Whereas carbon copies, it's like, is it going to be better than the original? No. Most of the time, no. Whereas the twist, it offers something a little different. So it's less redundant. You know, I prefer stuff. This is the kind of stuff I like from these brands. That's what I like. Good to see you, sir. Hawas Ice on the left arm. Nitro Red on the right. I got Nitro Red 6 sprays around the neck myself. Blue Noir Parfum, long-ass name, but great scent. Long time since I've worn that. Beautiful, powdery, spiced suede. Gorgeous stuff. Ani, another person that watched the vanilla video this morning. We started the video with that. Good to see you, Adolfo. Valentino Uomo, do you think New Supremacy is redundant? Fab not only intense, a little bit. It's different enough, though. It's not an oak moss bomb, and it's definitely not loads of black currant. Even though they don't list black currant, I do smell a little bit. But it's not. If I had to put a percentage on redundancy, I would say like 60%. Like it's redundant, but it's not like as bad as you would think. Like I've been asked about Club de Nuit Precious. Not as redundant as you might think. Again, florals versus the spices, whereas Club de Nuit Precious is a lot closer to Absolute Aventus, like a lot closer. Subtle twists, more wood, stuff like that, but it's just like a different balancing of the same accords as what it's cloning. That's actually more of a clone. This is a twist. This is an inspiration. That makes sense. Chris with another $2 super chat. Add Kawa to the list. I'd still go Grand Soir. I would still go Grand Soir. Once you put that fragrance in there, it was going to be hard to beat for me. There's some I would have picked over it, but based on what you listed, I had to pick that. Good to see you. Smash that like button. Let them know. I'm super cheapy today. 360 red. Smelling like a slightly spicier Aqua de Jo. Good to see you, Jay. Latent exclusive. That's some good stuff. Oh, my. You, aside from everybody wearing rosé, I think you're the best smelling person in the chat right now. Now, I haven't gotten to everyone yet, but so far, on what I've read, you and everybody that's wearing rosé, which I think is 3 people so far. I agree. I think it's it's as far as Middle Eastern brands, maybe the best release this year. I got to really give it some thought because that's going to be one of the top 10s next month. And it's not necessarily going to be ranked. Obviously, I'll keep my favorite for the end, like the designer ones. You guys know what my top 3 designers are. They'll be the last 3. The rest is just going to be what they are. It's not whatever's at number 7 isn't necessarily ranked 7. See what I'm saying? Normally, if I rank something, I'll put the word ranked in the title or in the list, in the thumbnail or something like that. Mr. Sean, good to see you, sir. Devil's Share, Darren Allen Perfumes. I don't like the name, but I do like the perfumer. And I like you. Good to see you, sir. Numero Uno by Adamo Parfum. Not familiar with that. I never tried the Neo Flanker. Never tried it. Jon Snow Minerals. Why I Sell Myself Le Parfum. We got 2 in the chat wearing that beautiful blue. Worked through the bad snowstorm. Damn. Long time to chill. Mr. Sandy, good to see you, sir. Boss Bottled Elixir, a lot of people's favorite Boss Bottle. It slid in the number 2 for me. I do prefer Absolute, but I'll never say anything bad about Boss Bottled Elixir. What a beautiful fragrance. Traffic Jam Entertainment. Cartier L'Envol EDP. Well, glad we could keep you busy while you're doing that. Keeping it simple after work. Now wearing Legend EDP. I'm just lounging. I still think that's the best version of Legend. As far as the ones that smell like Legend, it's like Legend Spirit doesn't smell like it. Legend Red doesn't smell like it. As far as the base DNA, the Fierce profile, Legend EDP is the one. Apple Teeni's a great fragrance. I'm a fan. That's one of my favorite. That's in my top 10 Middle Eastern releases this year for sure. Rare Carbon. That's a great option. Get a little bit of in between the 2 ombre leather. Well, there's 3 ombre letters now, but there was 2 prior. The original and the Parfum. Be discontinuing the private line. There Will Be Blood. Well, I don't need Tuxedo. I needed Baby Cat. Thanks to the Bishop, I have it, so I'm good. I'll be okay. A lot of people will probably be mad about it. Good to see you, Justine. Oud Lemon Mint from Mancera. That is a hype monster and a half. I think that'll be the next intense flanker they do, by the way. Mark my words. I've said it a bunch of times because they've been seeming to go with their most popular scents, and that's one of their most popular because they did Red Tobacco and Strapwise so far. To me, Oud Lemon Mint would be next. So I won't be surprised if it's maybe something else, but that's the one that makes sense to me based on the pattern they've created so far. Le Male Le Parfum, slightly better than Le Male. A lot of people are back and forth. That's the 2. That's the argument. Le Parfum versus Elixir. Luis, he got you. He got you with the Creed 1-2 punch, Luis. I'm sorry. Normally, Luis comes through flexing hard, and he did. He was in a honey tobacco mood. He did with Naxos and Le Male Elixir. But I got to give it to Creed Original Vetiver at work in the office setting. What a great choice in an office setting. And then Creed Original Santal in the evening. Kudos. Kudos to you, sir. Charuto Tobacco Vanille. Great, great clone of Tobacco Vanille. That's my next purchase. Okay, noted. Parfums de Marley. I'm leaning towards Herod, 75 ml. That's about what I paid. Or Leighton or Cologne. Ooh. I can't make that decision for you because that's my top 2. And I guess I would put Herod in my top 5. But my top 2 are Cologne and Leighton from the brand. It's kind of tough. I mean, tomato. They're not the same. I don't mean they're the same with tomato. It's like, take your pick. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard. I wore Herod yesterday. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude. That's a tough decision if you're just going to get one. Because it's not a clear-cut answer, I don't think. They're all very different. They're all very good. Tough decision. You're not going to get an answer out of me. Speaking of Cologne, maybe Ryan could help you out. He's wearing Cologne today. Maybe that's your answer. It was literally the next comment. Maybe that's the hint, the universe giving you your answer. The next comment was he's wearing Cologne. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. You telling me? Y'all are killing it today. I feel like y'all we really gonna flex today. Y'all are amazing. I dare somebody else to say their live chat's a better smelling live chat. The only way someone else could say that is if all of you are in their live chat, which I'm sure happens with a lot of you being in other live chats, but it's cumulatively as a whole. When you guys get together, it's unbeatable. Fucking unbeatable. We got 156. I don't know how many of the 156 are commenting what they're wearing today. A lot are. And y'all are showing why I say that. Y'all are showing why I call y'all the best smelling live chat. Plum Smoke. I don't know what it is, but I like the name. Athena Fragrances. No, never heard of it, but that name sounds great. A smoky plum fragrance, I'm assuming. Coming down with one of her favorites, Prada Black. Hope everyone's having a great day. We are having a great day. I hope you are as well, Kara. Memoir Man. Yeah, that's one I'd like to get. That and Lyric Man are kind of the two. Honor Man as well. That's kind of the three that are on the radar. I'm still kind of torn on getting Jubilation or getting the 40. The Jubilation 40. It's just so much more expensive. And I don't need the nuclear power, but I do know there's a nice enough difference. I have tried it. There's not a big enough difference with Reflection 45. I have that in a sample set as well. It's more woodsy. It is better, but it's like, it's not so much better than my bottle of Reflection Man. That's why I don't have it. It's just so expensive. If I could get stuff like that for $200 or less, I'd have them already. You know, that's not the case. They're like $3 something from discounters. Do a mint margarita. Smells like shampoo. The name sounds great, but smells like shampoo. Did not deliver the way I thought it would. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé, some scent made locally called Mocha Valentino. 10 out of 10 combo. All right. And this is Kara's daughter, Emma Ray. And my scent of the day is Camra. Here we go. All right. My mom's driving, so I'm commenting for her and making sure there's no mean comments. So you're moderating. I appreciate that. Well, Emma, you can come moderate my live streams anytime you want. I trust your mom to where you can do your thing. I sure appreciate you, Miss Emma. Thank you so much. And you smell incredible as well. Beautiful, sweet fragrance. Everybody say hello to Emma, who's moderating on Kara's behalf here in the chat. Yeah, it's best that you do it. We don't need Mama getting in a wreck. Good evening to you as well. L'air du Desert Moroccan. Not familiar. Your avatar always cracks me up. My God. No, it's Prada Luna Rosa Black. It's just quicker to say Prada Black. Like I say Prada Carbon most of the time instead of saying Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, Prada Ocean, and then say the concentration. Because most of what they release is the Luna Rosa line these days. Scent of the day, Hindu Kush. I was never a huge fan, but I understand why people like it. I did have a decant in the past. So, guys, I apologize. I'm going to skip on down a little bit. My man, Kyler, good to see you. Remember, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Question for the room. Did your family and friends complain about you having too many fragrances? I'm sure y'all saw this already because I am very behind in the comments. So I see Kyler asking Kareem if he's going to Scent Explorer. So I'm assuming, yeah, there he is. My man Kareem's in the house. Smell of Truth. Subscribe to Smell of Truth if you haven't yet. That is my guy. My favorite Swiss. Mr. Kareem, good to see y'all. I'll make my way down. I can see it on YouTube over here. I'll make my way down there eventually. I'm going to start skipping ahead a little bit. Speaking of PDM, we got a latent sighting. Thank you, Ross. Totally agree. Ombre is a signature in the winter. That's what I'm saying. You probably wear it pretty often. Grand Soirs really only comes out for weddings, holidays, and the odd. I hit the nail on the head, didn't I? You and I are very similar in that aspect. I love ombre leather. I love ombre leather parfum. But that's stuff I would just reach for on a random day to just really step out and show out. I know I'm the best smelling person around. That's how it makes you feel, right? Grand Soir, more special occasion. I seldom wear it. It's only certain occasions. Seems like you're the same way. There's your answer, right? I don't know. We're staying home. We're not going to Louisiana. My cousin's very disappointed. He texted me a couple days ago asking if I was making my rice dressing. So no, we're not going. Explain the situation with Farrah. They get it. I said, clearly my mother did not spread the word. So I'm having to spread the word amongst my family that we're not heading to Louisiana. So it's just going to be me, the wife, and the dog. I'm still going to show out on something for the three of us to enjoy. Because trust me, my dog lets me know when she really likes a fragrance. Just like constantly for several minutes, just nonstop sniffing the air. That's how we know she likes what I'm wearing. She lets me know when she likes what I'm wearing. I haven't decided yet. I wore Epic Man 2 years ago, and I'm kind of feeling like Epic. I like to wear Epic Man during the holiday season. Speaking of Amouage, I'm kind of thinking Epic Man. We're going to do a video. Actually, no, there's something else I'm going to be wearing now that I think about it, because I got my tracking number today and I'll have it tomorrow. There's a review I'm working on for you guys for next week. I almost forgot. It slipped my mind. So no, for Thanksgiving, I'm going to be wearing something else. Very limited fragrance. If you know where I'm going with this, I'll be wearing that. Be on the lookout for that review. Might do a little tease and show y'all what number I have, because I have no idea what number I'm getting. But yeah, it's coming. It's on its way. It was shipped today. Shout outs to my guy. Apparently, that was deemed important business today when he got back to the office. Today was his first day back at the office. He's back in Chicago. And I got that email. So I was like, all right, sweet. Because he told me yesterday, he's like, I need to send that to you when I get to work tomorrow. Sure did make it a priority. So shout outs to George. There you go. Uh-oh, I got to catch Mike on the way down. Oh, I got to catch Nade first. This was right before. Mob Deep, Outcast. Oh, shit, you got UGK in there. And then MJG is what does it for me with him, 8-Ball and MJG. I'm a big MJG fan. MJG, pimp tight. So, man, I can't pick it. God, this is hard to pick between Outkast and UGK because a Mount Rushmore rapper for me is Andre 3000. So it's hard for me to pick against him alone, let alone him and Big Boy. Their first like 4 albums, especially AT Aliens. I mean, but man, if I got to pick an album to just play every day for the rest of my life, Riding Dirty is that kind of classic for me. So based on that alone, if I look at singular album I could jam every day, because there was a time when I did, I got to go UGK first, and then Outkast. Oh, that pains me. That pains me because I rank Andre 3000 on my top 4, let alone top 5 of artists ever. He was so talented. God, he's lyrically so talented. Then I got to go 8-Ball and MJG, then Mobb Deep. So anybody that loves Mobb Deep, don't get mad at me. I like Prodigy. I always have. But in this list, they're number 4 for me. The hard part was picking a number 1 and a number 2. 8-Ball and MJG was always going to be slotted at 3. But yeah, I got to go UGK here. RIP Pimp C. There he is. Good to see you, my man. All right. Afternoon happy hour set. Probably going out after. One more signature. Temp Diatom, 1 Million Parfum, Naxos, Herbal Aquatica. Afternoon's happy hour set. Going out after. Man, I want to say Herbal Aquatica, but it's too playful. The happy hour set, it's still playful works here, but going out after, like going out doing what? Going to the bar? Going to the club? You're a DJ. I don't know. You might be going to a club, and you're a young single man in Southern California. So you might be going to hit a club. Playful works. Playful works if that's the case. So I'm going to give you 2 answers, and if you don't mind, let me know if it's club or something else is the going out after, because where you're going dictates my answer. So if it's club, something playful is the way to go. Powerful, Herbal Aquatica. Herbal Aquatica, hands down. If you're going somewhere not as youthful, vibrant, chase and tail kind of thing, I would probably go with Jacques Fath, Temp Diatom. Something a little more sophisticated here. A little bit higher quality. Kind of, that's the man of this list. That's who's the man. Does that make sense? So if you're going to hit the club, I'm saying Herbal Aquatica. That's my 2 answers. So we're skipping on down. Okay, I got to know. Would you choose over GS? Over GS? What are you talking about? Oh, over Grand Soir. Oh, I would choose something like Vanilla Oud or like Epic Man, like I mentioned with Amouage, because that's something I want to wear that I've worn to Thanksgiving Day in the past. A lot of stuff from Amouage, Journeyman, Boundless, Reflection Man even. Not Lineage. I wouldn't want to rock that. I wouldn't want to wear Overture Man to that because it's a little too much. Overture Woman could work. It's just not a women's fragrance. Super boozy, crazy good. Overture Woman, guys. Give that a shot. It's crazy good. Mugler sale on Amazon right now. The Mugler Queen has spoken. If anybody looking for Mugler. So that's the kind of stuff I would pick. Neff's to the gym again. Jesus Christ, Vince. Kush Productions, Amorous Ohm Extrait, some MFK love. Vanilla Oud, what would you recommend from day 3 for winter? It's on the desk. Aylin. Speaking of Vanilla Oud, it's like a cleaner, unfunked take. The oud isn't funky. It's a drier wood, and the saffron's a little leathery instead of spicy. It doesn't have that burnt vanilla smell. It's not like smoked. It's smoother and creamier. Aylin reminds me of being akin to Vanilla Oud. I talked about it this morning, but it's not the same fragrance. But that's immediately what comes to mind. Like Michael Paul did his thing with Aylin. Aylin's amazing. Like, it's hard for me. Like, I can't take Bonnie off its pedestal. I talked about it this morning, but and La Tacita de Cafe is just too good of a coffee fragrance. But that's what it comes down to, is that's the top 3 from the house, and there's an argument for being the best fragrance from the house. I got to go with that. It's either that or La Tacita de Cafe if you want a beautiful coffee fragrance. That's it. That would be the 2. All right. So, my man, Matt, what's going on? Wearing Signature Tobacco. So we got 2 in the chat rocking Signature Tobacco Day. Good to see you, Matt. So let me skip on down a little ways. I'm so far behind Miss Heather. Always a pleasure, ma'am. I see you, Mo. All right. We're skipping down. Instant Crush. I could see Instant Crush being, I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up being the next intense flanker. Let them know, Kyler. Let them know. Let me click refresh, see what we're working with here, because it was showing 5 for me. 101. Appreciate you guys. 172 in the chat. 101 likes. I sure appreciate that. Rasasi's Derej. Great choice. All right. We're skipping down. I'm sorry, guys. I hate when I got to skip down. People do get butthurt from time to time. Remember Ape Rider a couple days ago? he got a little upset with me. So I didn't pull the trigger yet because Kushik's got Sangria in stock. Narcosis. Oh, man, that is a good one. This is going to be an expensive Black Friday. Yeah, look, man. Sangria. Chef's kiss. Absolute chef's kiss. I haven't smelled Givenchy pie since I was a little kid. I don't even remember what it smells like. I'm going to be 40 in 1 day shy of 2 months from now. I'll be 40. So, yeah, I was a kid. Like 12, maybe 13, the last time I smelled Givenchy pie. You are a very slender fella, so you're probably like really fucking cold. You don't have a bunch of body fat on you and stuff, keep you warm. So you probably hate when it's snowy cold like that. You got to bundle up a bit, huh? I bet. Because I remember at my thinnest, I get cold as shit quick. I mean, I know you got some muscle tone and everything. I'm not calling you skinny, but I know you don't have a bunch of body fat. You're a lean human being. So that's gotta be cold as shit for you right now. I could imagine that sucks. Switzerland's known for that kind of stuff too. I've never been. I've heard it's beautiful. Is the area you live in beautiful? I've never asked you prior. Very curious. Speaking of, I have the 2 newest ones en route. Sonny texted me the other day. He was sending them my way. All right, we're skipping out. I was so far behind. My Lord. Keep on skipping down. You should try Imitation Man. To me, it smells similar to Frederick Mahl's Promise. Like parts of Epic Man. Well, I've said this before. I feel like Epic Man is kind of the base DNA for most of their fragrances. That oriental, resinous, spicy core DNA that was in most of their fragrances for so long, and still most of them now. I feel like, because that's what Epic Man is. I feel like Epic Man's like the signature DNA for Amouage. So anytime anybody wants to say Epic Man's part of an Amouage fragrance, I agree. I'm sure it is, and I haven't even smelled it, I need a bottle. I'll be damned. Good to see you, Scott. Oud Maracuja is absolutely stunning. Family still does not know the extent of my collection. They've seen 5 of the maybe 50. They'd flip out. If they think 50 is a lot, they'd flip out if they walked in here. 50 is a big-ass collection, dude. You don't need more. You don't. You probably have a beautiful collection at 50 bottles. Layered with Triumph Vodka. Still going strong after 12 hours. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. You're number one, Kareem. Hands down, by far. By far. As far as people not in the United States, you're at the top of the list, my man. You and George Atkinson are probably, and Chris. I can't throw Chris out of that. Top 3. Let's say y'all are my 3 favorite humans. Sandy, don't get mad at me. I know you're in the chat. But my 3 favorite humans that are not in the United States, not in North America in general. You, Chris from Fragmental, and George Atkinson, as I like to call him, the artist formerly known as the Fragrance Apprentice. So hope you're doing well. And look, there's Sandy right after. I finally got a fragrance. High up on my wish list, Clive Christian, Jump Up and Kiss Me, Hedonistic. Should arrive next. I haven't heard of that one specifically. You hear a lot of Crabapple Blossom, X, 1872. Like I hear a lot of those. Town and Country. I've never heard of this one. Never heard anybody speak on it. Oh, it's killer, man. It's I'm not going to share it because it's kind of my thing. It was my dad's recipe, and I kind of continued the tradition because my family looks forward to it. There's certain things every year for the holidays that I do for Thanksgiving, and they're usually expected for Christmas, but it's mainly for Thanksgiving. I do my rice dressing, but for Christmas, I always do multiple trays of the green beans wrapped in bacon. 3 or 4 whole green beans wrapped in a piece of bacon. I get the hardwood apple smoked bacon, or I'll get the maple bacon. Toothpick through it, light sprinkle of Tony's over the top on these trays. You put some foil on them and just throw them in the oven for a while. Do a couple of trays, look at a little finger food kind of thing. People tear that shit up. I've been doing that since I was a kid. My Aunt Brenda used to do that, my dad's sister, when I was a little kid. And I used to love that. So once I started, once I was like a young teenager, because we would do Christmas most of the time with my mom's family, more so than my dad's side of the family. So it was like, all right, I want these, so I'm going to start making them. So I've been making those for Christmas shit since I was like 13, 12, 13, 14, something like maybe like 13. I'm not going to make any this year though. I'm not, because it's just us, and it's not like Heidi has to have them. But if I was going to Homa, I'd have to make it. I would have to. Every time I do, they expect it. They're like, you making green beans, right? So everybody's got their thing that they make, right? Which for my draft every year, for my football draft when I go down, red beans and rice and sausage. It's my thing. That's what's expecting me. I make them from scratch. I do too. I told when I went backstage, Fragrance Fraternity, I was on his live stream a couple days ago. When we were backstage, we were talking about dogs. And he mentioned the dog and how much we love animals and everything. I was like, oh, man. Oh, yeah. When it comes like if it was between saving your life and saving your dog's life, I'm sorry, man. I like you. But because that's how I am. Like, I'll save the dog way before I'll save a person, because there's no such thing as a bad dog. It's just bad owners. A bad dog's never existed that wasn't raised to be bad. I love dogs. They're the kindest souls. They're the most wonderful thing on earth. Kevin, good to see you, my man. Bleecker Street, Crimson Blaze, a little bitter peach, and whatever else is on me. I've had those days. I say I don't layer, but boy, when I'm testing some stuff, I might have 6 or 7 things on my skin at once. Also called them 8-ball and mug. I'll get what you're wearing for Thanksgiving. How about you tell us all about it? I did. I'm still very far. Outcast, Mob Deep, 8-ball and UGK, then 8-ball and MJG. I like that everybody's weighing in. See, it was hard for me to put Outcast second. 8-ball and G number 1. All right. Now what the hell? I didn't get a notification. Day ATH Daddy had some lady at work ask me what cologne I was wearing. She said it back and everything. Oh, Farrah doesn't hang in here when I'm doing content. I closed the door. Yeah, she doesn't. Well, of course. Yeah, their nose is way more sensitive. She's a Lhasa Poo mix. She looks like a Shih Tzu, though. Lhasa Apso mixed with a poodle. But of the Shih Tzu family, she looks like a Shih Tzu. That's what it is. If I told you she was a Shih Tzu and showed her to you, you'd be, oh, it's a Shih Tzu. That's what it is. So let me skip on down. I'm sorry. I get so far behind. As soon as I stop and talk about something, I get behind quick. I appreciate having such an active chat. We were up in the 170s, 180s range. We've got 150 strong in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Come and hang with me. We're about halfway through. We usually do about an hour and a half. We'll go coast on into our weekend, No one in my family is giving me shit, but a few girls I've been with recently were a little shocked that I have about 18 bottles, excluding some empties. That is not a huge collection either. That's a serviceable like wardrobe. That's probably just a little extra variety beyond a full wardrobe, because a full wardrobe is like 4 or 5 fragrances. You cover all the bases with a handful. So that's all you need, though. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. Like, you have plenty. The rest of us have too many. Especially me. We have too many. Okay, here we go. Probably a local bar, but I'm a little more in the mood for something sweet and fruity today. So yeah, there you go. Sweet fruits, mint, and aquatic notes. You get all the attractiveness of that fresh the mint and aquatics, just so fresh and watery, with all that fruitiness of herbapora. So I'm saying it's a fun, fresh fragrance. It's going to be so attractive. It's going to pull them in. You're a good-looking young man. You're the DJ, all that stuff. You're going to be pulling them in. You'll be killing them tonight. Go ahead with your bad self, Mike. Mike's one of my favorite people, for those who didn't know. Mike's living his best life out in Southern California. Subscribe to Fragrance Fraternity. Join the fraternity over at the Fragrance Fraternity. Liquid Broom smells like Pegasus. To me, it's sickly sweet. That is a hot take because it's very clearly Altair. Very, very clearly. But hey, if it smells like Pegasus to you, it smells like Pegasus to you, you know? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I disagree. Fate Man tonight, or Italica. Doesn't have a burnt wood smell. It has a burnt Band-Aid smell. Don't you start. Don't you one of Josh's disciples? Shout out to my guy, Josh. Indeed. Kevin does some really, really good work. Really good work for sure. I've never tried Rive Gauche. That's going to be blasphemous to some, but no, I've never tried Rive Gauche. Dominique, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I got several from Dua. I haven't gotten anything new in a long time, but I got several things from Dua. You know, it's been a long time since I've spoken to her. When I used to get on Smelly's live streams years ago when we were friendly, I've been across from her on screen a few times, but never like, you know, sitting there, hey, how are you? Let's chat kind of thing. She's nice, very nice lady. I know she does a lot of stuff with Chris Fragmental. Those videos are always funny. Oh, it's one of the ones that the label faded. So I guess Monday or Tuesday, whichever day we do those decants, we will be smelling this fragrance. I'll be damned. Thank you, Caitlin. I saw something earlier on TikTok saying, look, I don't ask for much, but I need Dallas to sign Daniel Jones for the Thanksgiving game. That's hilarious, right? To have him play against the Giants. That ain't gonna happen, but it was funny nonetheless. Indeed. So we're skipping down a little bit. Grandchildren will smell the same scents from our collection after 30 years, and all of them will definitely go back. Not definitely. Definitely is the wrong word here. I have fragrances that are over 30 years old that are not bad. So there's a vintage market. There's a vintage side of this community that have 40, 50-year-old bottles. No, sir. You are incorrect. It's all in how you store them. And on top of that, when they're really good ingredients, even synthetics, just really good quality synthetics, they age well. Most of the time, the thing that'll go is citruses will sour, and you just lose the top note. Woods, ambers, florals, that shit don't sour and go bad. It really doesn't. If you're storing it in places like this, and climate control and all that stuff, that's not UV. Those LEDs, that's not UV. It's not the same thing as the sunlight or anything. And there's no crazy drastic temperature change. It's not sitting in the car or in the bathroom. They last, man. I got a 1994 bottle of Tiffany for Men. I had somebody tell me the other day they got a bottle. It was in this live stream. They have a 1982 bottle, I think they said, or an 85 bottle. Something. It was like mid to low 80s of the original Polo, long before people calling it Polo Green. He says still got like a third of it. He's like, it's so potent. It smells so great. It reminds me of my childhood. All this. So no, sir. Not will definitely go bad. That was a poor choice of words, and that was very assumptive. So definitely not the case. Go say that in a vintage group. They're going to rip your head off. They'll jump all over your ass for that. What? You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. They'll go to town on you. That's a snobby-ass group, the vintage ones. Not every single one of them, but most of them. Vintage dudes, boy. That's some snobby motherfuckers. They are holier than thou. They hate people like me. They hate how I dress. They don't like my taste. That's some snobs. Very new to this. At what point do you prioritize buying backup bottles of stuff you like versus new scents? Very rare. Very rare that I go the backup bottle route. Very rare. It's a low priority. Care Pistachio, 9 p.m. or Vintage Radio. Wearing North Stag. I've never smelled that one. I don't think. The one I've smelled. I don't know. I don't think I have. I'd go Care Pistachio here. Of those three, that's my favorite. That's a fun fragrance. Leans a little feminine, though. It's very candy-like. It's fun. I think it smells great. I know. I keep trying to like click not interested because once you end up on the dog algorithm for TikTok, you start seeing things that'll break your heart. I don't want to see that shit. I would make you hate people. Watching the kind of abuse some animals go through make you fucking hate people. Oh my God. Big Crit. Now we're talking. The H-Town talk is really stepping up now. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. UGK and then 8-Ball and MJG number 2. All right. We're sticking with the South. Well, Outcast still the South. ATL. Ball and G all day. Andre on the features though. Yeah. Andre 3000, man. He's goated in my opinion. So I'm skipping down, guys. I apologize. I get so behind so quickly. So we're skipping down. I'm kind of slowly so I can see if anything in particular catches my eye that's like necessary. You have a good one, Kevin. Thanks for coming hang, my man. To do some more testing. Happy holidays, man. Hope you have, sell every bottle you got through your Black Friday sales and all that good stuff, my man. Went up pretty well. You're the man, Ross. Thank you. For anyone that hasn't checked out the membership, support that awesome guy and have a chance to win some fragrances. Ross goes above and beyond most to connect with his audience. I sure appreciate that, Michael. Thank you very much, my man. I sure appreciate that. Hey, it's going to be some good ones again this month. I mean, it always is. You guys vote on it. I still think it's weird that YouTube pulled away one of the options. So instead of having 4 options to vote on, 5 options to vote on, we got 4 now. I hate that they eliminated an option. It's kind of weird to me. But it's locked in now for All-Star tier, 100 ml Gentleman's Society Extreme. Ran away with 48% of the vote, so that's what I'm going to buy. And as far as the niche tier, Hall of Fame tier, what ran away with the vote, 44% of the vote. 50 ml of Zaharoff, Tony Iommi, Deified. You guys are interested in some leather. So that's what I am going to buy. We'll be doing that at the beginning of the month like we usually do. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Probably... Do I have anything on the 7th? Because we've got a busy weekend next weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend with content and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I can't really do the member stream next weekend of Black Friday and all that shit. So we'll probably have to do it on the 7th or the 8th. So it'll be the first weekend of December. It'll either be the 7th or the 8th. It depends on how it shakes out. But that's what the main prizes are going to be. I've already got second prizes. And, of course, third prize is always the mystery pack. We'll have 5 spins again for those in Hall of Fame tier, 3 spins for All-Star tier. All right, we're skipping down. Ooh. Airy raspberry fragrance. Prefer without oud, rose, or incense. How you feel about iris? How do you feel about iris, violet, cedar, and patchouli with raspberry? Raspberry iris. Lipstick Fever from Juliet Has a Gun. Don't let the name throw you off. That dry down takes that feminine side of the iris and violet and drags it away because it's cedar and patchouli in the dry down, but it's a beautiful raspberry iris violet absolute. Oh my God, that fragrance is amazing. You got like iris, obviously. It smells like a raspberry lipstick at first. It's called Lipstick Fever, but it's a raspberry iris that dries into some violet. The violet hangs out. And you get patchouli and cedar, slightly green patchouli with a nice woody backbone of cedar. Yeah, that's what comes to mind immediately. That's amazing. You got to like iris, though. That's what's going to hinder that being a good suggestion for you. Reflection Man. Hey, man. I don't blame you for loving it. That's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. That's exactly what I recommend it for. You definitely watch my content. That's exactly what I recommend. That's the perfect scenarios for that kind of stuff. Because like if you have an office job or you're working outdoor with the fellas where you bust each other's balls and all, you ain't wearing stuff like that to that. But going to the movies, going bowling, going Top Golf, going casually have some drinks and shit, that's like ideal for that. Fun night out, fun fragrance. I say it all the time. Anytime you hear me describe a fragrance as a fun fragrance, that's exactly the settings I recommend it for. Well, obviously, it's better to keep it in the box, but it takes up even more space, and it doesn't display as nicely. So that's up to you. I used to keep them in the box, but I knew I was going to be staying here locally. I knew I wasn't going to be doing any more cross-country moves to figure out where we want to buy a house. We're buying a house here, so my next move is 30 minutes down the street. So, I don't have to worry about them bouncing for, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours in a truck inside a box. So I got rid of my boxes after we moved here. Like when we moved here, I threw them out when I was setting everything up. So that's up to you. Obviously, keeping them out of light, any kind of light, cool, dark place is the best way to go. It won't hurt it. It'll only help it. Don't be a drastic. It's not necessity, but it does help. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got one from high school. Yeah, I totally believe that. There's like 1996, 97, 98 bottles of Aqua de Jo that people still have and cherish because they loved it. So they stocked up or they came across a splurge of it maybe 10 years down the line. That kind of stuff happens. Dakota with $5 super chat. I've made my decision. For my wedding, I'll be wearing French Riviera. Sounds like a warm weather outdoor wedding to me. That'll work. Yes. It smells, it's the lipstick type of iris. Yep. Because it's called lipstick fever. It's waxy. That type of iris, the Aurum Intense. Yep. So since you clearly, yes, you would love lipstick fever then. I literally had my hand on it this morning. So there is not a perfume from Juliet Has a Gun. It's literally the bottle right behind it. The reason I had my hand on it this morning, I grabbed Vanilla Vibes for this morning's vanilla video. And I pulled the cap on lipstick fever. That's why it was fresh in my mind as a recommendation. I smelled it this morning. I can't grab that bottle and not pull the cap and sniff it. It's my favorite Juliet Has a Gun fragrance. Iris Supremacy. There you go. My fragrances are open on the back shelves in front of a window. That's not good. And have 2 blankets on the back. Oh, well, if it's blocking the light, you're fine. No. If you got blankets covering it, you're fine. But if it was just the blinds and like a shade, that wouldn't be good. Long term, short term, not a big deal. Long term, yeah, slowly destroy them and degrade them and make them spoil. But having blankets over the windows to where you like blacking out the room kind of thing, you're fine. You're fine because that's going to block out any heat coming through too because there's layers and everything. It's kind of insulated that way. So yeah, you're fine. Quite the 1-2 punch right there. There's certain ones like the only boxes I keep. Zaharoff boxes because George puts a lot into those. His boxes are works of art. Wait till y'all see the new fragrance. It is not a box like that. It is not. Sprayed on some Fan Your Flames. I know people like this, but I still feel like it's super underrated. I take this over Layton any day. Damn. All right. That's strong right there. I mean, it is special. Fan Your Flames is fire. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I agree. I go back and forth between the two. If I had to say which one's more likable versus which one's more special, I would say to most, Layton's going to be more likable, but Fan Your Flames is more special. Ooh, I prefer ombre leather, believe it or not. Dial the fruitiness back, a little bit more floral. Yeah, because Tuscan leather is more about the fruits. It's spicier. It's really good. I have Patchouli Martel for that. It's very close. But yeah, that's how I feel. 80s or 70s, bought on eBay without knowing what it was and no idea the guy bought it from, stored it, how he stored it or anything. My man Kevin, how are you, sir? Good to see you. So no, that was not the box he showed a sneak peek of. That was the bottom of some of the bottles. That was just a box that the empty glass bottles were in. So because he wanted to show that they're etched with numbers, and that's not the only spot that the numbers are. The numbers are on the actual box. I want to say what it is because it's really not a box. What the bottle goes in is actually not a box. And then on the literature is what I'll say that comes with it. It's numbered as well. And like you guys are going to see, I can't wait to go over it. Like this is going to be a very detailed review. I got a lot to show you. Very involved presentation. There's a lot to show you because it's not the same shit he always does. And I say shit very loosely because none of that shit, but it's very special what he did this time. A lot went into the makings of this time around. Very different. Not part of the signature line, not signature Power DNA, none of that. It's its own thing. It's private line, expensive ass oils, expensive ass presentation. I mean, I think you were good, but better safe than sorry. Ooh, I don't recall ever trying X. I've tried Ani X. Did I try Fan Your Flames X? I might have, and I just don't remember it enough. I think I did have a decan of that, and I tried it in one of the live streams. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, latent, probably more mass appealing. First date. Fan Your Flames would be one I've done. Yeah, established relationship. I like that. Indeed. Indeed. How are you? Just got Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. All I can say is all caps, exclamation point. Wow. What a fragrance. Indeed. Beautiful cherry. Beautiful cherry almond. You should, if you really like that, you owe it to yourself to experience the Extreme, the Parfum, and the L'Intense. I would say the original as well, but those are better because the EDP is part of the what I believe to be the best of the line. The L'Intense is a smoked leather version of the DNA. The Parfum is a powdered version, a warmer, powdery version of the EDP. It loses the cherry, but it's similar. And then the Extreme is the earthy one. And instead of cherry, you get a rich plum. It's got tobacco, very earthy tobacco. That's a lot of people's favorite, the Extreme, but a lot of people's favorite is also the EDP. Point being, if you like any one of the ones I named, you should try all of those. So since you like the EDP, I wanted to throw that out there to you. It's a beautiful line. I have all but Platine Privé, which I have a decan of right here, literally right here that Randy sent me, which is pretty much exactly the Cologne flanker. That's okay. That's okay. I prefer ombre leather too. I love Tuscan leather, but I love ombre leather more. I would take it over it. Well, it's possible. He does post a lot of random. Oh, you talking about the video he posted in the Z Lounge like 2 days ago? It does show a little sneak peek, I think. Now that you mention it, let me look at the video real quick. Because it's probably what the World of Zaharoff page posted today on Instagram as well. Because they put the wrong date. I'll let him know they put the wrong date. He pinned it. It's this video right here. This is the World of Zaharoff page. Let me just watch it real quick. Mute it. Just skip through real quick. That's where the main note that is centered around is harvested. That's from when he went to Namibia. George actually captured this footage, by the way, with these ladies harvesting everything. That George was there doing it. I'm assuming right at the end. No. So it might be the video, because there's a different video that's in the Z Lounge. It's got to be that. Yeah, that was in his stories. And then somebody screenshot it and put it in the Z Lounge. That's where it initially came from with the bottles. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that video. That is, yeah, it's a chest. Custom wood burn. Those are handmade, hand etched. You'll see. That was just a little quick glimpse of it, wood burning, the names of Zaharoff to come out in it. But there's etching, he showed me the videos of the dudes, like when he was there, they were hand etching everything. That's part of his travels. George travels. There's always business related when George travels abroad. Always, he loves to do it for his leisure, but it's always business related. His business is his pleasure. Nice way I twisted that, right? So, yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the presentation. You're right. He did post that. That's the video Corey's talking about. You're right, Caitlin. So let me skip down. Is storing fragrances on my dresser without a box a bad idea? As long as it's not in front of your window, you're good. So the sunlight can't get it. As long as it's not directly in front of your window, you're fine. I do. I'm very situational and seasonal. Depends on your workplace. Very much depends on your workplace. Yeah, it was wood burning the chest. It's a chest. It's not actually a box. The chest comes in a box, but the bottle goes in the chest. Precious Treasures. It's the name of the fragrance, Precious Treasure. So for those of you that didn't know, I've thrown that out there before. I don't know who was paying attention, but that's the name of the fragrance, Precious Treasure. I'm reorganizing my fragrance collection. Yeah, it's when it wood burned it. It would be in the Zed Lounge still, because that's where he drops his little sneak peeks and stuff like that. Let me just go to George's posts specifically. I'll show you guys. No. I want to see his activity. Filters. Most recent. Posted by George Zaharoff.
Do a quick video of you.
There's another Namibia video. One moment, please. Him advertising one of the last streams we were on here. Let me see. It's not arranged in order. Let's go most recent. Here we go. Let me see if it's this video. Because that was when they were... so it's not that video. That's when he was in Namibia. Somebody else must have screenshot it and posted it. He didn't post it himself because it was in his stories, and that's the people would screenshot it. Like Devontae's in here. Devontae posted, "Oh, look, the listing for Basilia collection." He went to the website this morning, screenshot it, and put it in the Zed Lounge. Like people are hovering over the website and shit. I love that you guys are so excited. This is the most special fragrance he's ever put out on the market. He really went all out on this one, guys. This is the most expensive fragrance he's ever done, too. Not just because of what it's going to cost y'all to buy it. It's what it costed him to make it. Yeah, for sure. Yes, it does. Oh, more complex fragrance. I hated it. 3 years later, it's a staple for me. You never know. Your taste will change. I hated vetiver. Now I love vetiver. Satisfied with that being my box. Yeah, that's just part of it. Very involved. There's a lot you're getting for your money in this presentation. It's not just a box or just the chest. There's literature that comes with it. Special printed. You'll see. You'll see. I don't want to divulge too much. But I got to see with the macerated production batch, how much richer it is, if there's any nuance change versus the lab samples I've had over the years, because it never got modified. It's the same of the 2 lab samples I've had over the years. It hasn't changed. It was perfect from the start. So I work at a cosmetic company. Oh, well, it's expected for you to smell nice then. Cozy stuff. Ambers, spices, vanillas, anything of that sort, really. That goes to a lot of designers, really. Not anything really specific. I would go cozier stuff then. 40 knots, one of the most worn in my collection. It's good stuff. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I know it's more than the others. He's trying not to price it too high. We've had those conversations because he doesn't want y'all to be like, "Oh, I can't believe it's $500-$600." He's not trying to charge that, but he does have to charge more. It's not going to be the $195 that the 4 ounces usually are. He has to. He's got to make a profit, but he's also got to cover his costs because his costs are high on this one, like real high on this one. You wouldn't believe. Y'all would not believe me. I'm not going to tell you, but you would believe. That's how much he's willing to invest in what he does. People can say whatever they want to be haters. Nobody does it like George Zaharoff when it comes to what goes into his product and his creative process and what he creates. No, he's not a perfumer mixing oils, but everything, all the design work comes from his mind. That is all through his talents. That's all George. So, yeah, I'm excited for him. Very excited for him. Mercedes-Benz Club Black layered with off non-tobacco rush. Never tried it. 12 more likes. Where are we at on likes? If you're asking for 12, what's that mean? About to hit 150? We got 131 in the chat. We've lost a few. 139. So, yeah, we're almost to 150. That's where he's saying that. Paul, good to see you, sir. Yes. Yeah, Kevin does good work, man. Always a pleasure, sir. Bathroom has an exhaust fan that I use when I shower. Still a bad idea? Yes. Yes, it's a bad idea. They will spoil faster Because even though most of us have fans and vents and stuff like that in there, but it's a drastic temperature change when you take a shower. Because you're not taking a cold shower, right? Taking a hot shower. So it's a drastic temperature change with humidity changing and everything. Like the climate completely changes in there. It's not good for those fragrances. It's a bad move. The only thing worse than that is keeping it in your car. Yeah, bad move. I would move them somewhere. I have never tried that one. Yeah, the humidity and the drastic temperature change, terrible for those. And look, it's one of those things where there's going to be no sampling. It's blind buy only. They're numbered. It's a batch of 500. They're literally numbered. So make sure you want it, because it's not going to be cheap. And if you wait for somebody to do a split, the bottles might be gone. So make sure you want it if you're going to buy it, because this is not one of those times when you're going to hear me telling you to sample first, or people will be buying it doing splits. People will be buying it to do decants. They probably will be, but you might miss out on an opportunity to get a bottle too. So it's better safe than sorry. Just know that there's potential that it'll be sold out. And as far as the conversations I've had, I've been told that's it. It's a one-run thing, maybe in the future, but because so much went into producing for this, because it's way more than just getting oils, So again, be very mindful of your purchase if you're going to make the purchase, because this is not the typical thing where I'm advising sampling first. I'm not advising anyone to buy it. I'm just going to give my thoughts and show you everything. Anybody wants to call me a shill, first of all, eat a dick. Secondly, do as you choose, do as you choose. I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. But I've told you guys in the past, for those that have been listening along for a long time, many times over the last 2 to 3 years, I've said George's best fragrance hasn't even been released yet. This is George's best fragrance. It just so happens to be his most expensive. Just the fragrance alone. Take all the pretty things you're going to see out of it, and just the profile and the way it acts on skin, because it wears light but is a room filler that lasts forever. It's crazy. It really is. I need to call Claude. I've been talking to Claude on and off here and there. I need to ask him to explain to me again that new technology that was used to create it. So I need to. I'm going to text him right now so I can remember, because he'll tell me to call him probably tomorrow, would be the case. There he is. You don't need to see my whole conversation, but hi, Ross, please call me. Thank you. That was Tuesday. Let's see. You have time. Okay. So just let you guys know. Hi, Claude. I'll be reviewing George's Precious Treasure next week. I remember you telling me there was a specific new way this was created. Can you please share that information with me when you have time? Send. So most of the time, it's usually the next day he'll hit me up and he'll say, Ross, please call me, because he's not the texting type. Or if he wants to talk to me, he'll text me to, hi, Ross, can you give me a call when you have time? So it's been great to catch up with him. I told you guys a while back, I haven't talked to Claude forever. I need to give him my number. Since I gave him since I changed my number, I gave him the new number not long ago because I forgot to give it to him. We did it on live stream. I was like, I think I forgot to give it to him. So we've reconnected. It's been great to talk to Claude. He's doing well, nice and healthy, by the way. About as spry as a mid 70-year-old master perfumer can be. I still don't know the price, and I talk to him often about it because I think he's still very undecided. The reason why is he wants to charge as little as he can, because he's always got you guys in mind. He always wants you to feel like you're getting value. That's how George Zaharoff operates. He always wants you to feel like you're getting what you deserve for your money, you know. Never tried those. Yeah. You have a good one, Chris. I mean, we're shutting it down in about 15 minutes. We usually do about an hour and a half, so we got about 15 more minutes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do what you want. We threw our advice out. Do what you want. You know, you might never have an issue. You never know. They were indeed designer price, actually under designer price. They were $155 for those 4-ounce bottles. Most of the designer releases now are more than that for 60 ml bottles. It's weird. Just Blue Talisman, just that one. Yes, it's his best fragrance. Hands down. Now, would I wear it more often than Seraphine Blue? No. Seraphine Blue is more of my personal taste, but as far as his most impressive fragrance, it is Precious Treasure. It's hands down. I've been saying this about Precious Treasure long before Seraphine Blue even existed, before it was first created. But Seraphine Blue just speaks to me personally. I'll wear this more. I'll still wear this more, but I don't want to sit here and go over the scent profile on Precious Treasure yet. It's not time. That's something I've been trying to keep really close to the vest on you guys, because y'all ask me all the time for little teases and stuff, and I've given you performance attributes because that's what one of the things that's very special about it. But we can't really dive into that. I doubt it. He might give Chris a few bottles because it's just 500 numbered bottles. And I don't think he's going to do too many, because he'd probably do a handful to Australia, a handful to Chris, because he would have to sell it to them at wholesale and take a loss just for them to have a few bottles for them to make a profit. And he might do a few for good faith. But from a business standpoint, that's dumb, because he's just going to lose money is what it turns into. He'd have to sell it to him for wholesale. So, yeah, it's not the same as like Signature Pour Homme or Rosé or Tobacco, you know what I mean, where, you only make a couple of dollars. But, yeah, you got to remember, guys, when it comes to doing stuff like that, you got to sell at wholesale. These retailers and stuff, these brands sell it at wholesale price, which is drastically lower than you think. So with such a high cost to make this fragrance, knowing him, because he loves the people he has these relationships with, he'll give them a small allotment. That's what he usually does when it's, like Zed Creators and stuff like that. Same thing. He'll do a small allotment. This is way more expensive than Zed Creators was. And those were pricey to make. So this is way more expensive. So I know how he operates. Australia will get a small allotment. Europe's going to get a small allotment, but it's going to be small. These will be sold through him, if not all of them. I think he mentioned that Kevin and them and Oligarch are going to get some in Australia, but I can't imagine it being a lot. I just can't, because it's such a unique situation, Oh yeah. Mauricio's wanting to buy 3. He told me people can buy whatever they want. You can buy 10 if you want. It's going to cost your ass a lot of money, but yeah, you can. He does. Hachivat or Imperium. Imperium's more daily wear. Hachivat's more dressy occasion. It's a bit more sports jacket type of fragrance, For sure, my responsibility to pull the trigger or not on this. I'm excited, though, like a kid waiting for Christmas to come. Indeed. So there he is. Devontae is still here. Put my money back. So you heard what I said about you screenshotting from the website. Basilia collection? I saw that you posted that this morning. There he is. So here's me talking. So Roy is curious if he's going to have an opportunity to get it over in Europe. You heard everything I said. Your allotments and everything. I know how you are with your relationships, and you're going to want them to have a little bit, but I can't imagine you doing too many. Correct me if I'm wrong, Always a pleasure. Oh, you got the link. Shut up. That's why you're even here, and I'm live, because I sent him the link. I said you can come jump on and say hi if you want. You stop it. You shut your dirty mouth. There won't be any samples, my man. It's numbered 500 bottles, and it's a very limited, expensive fragrance. There's not going to be any samples, my guy. Now, I'm not saying people won't buy it and decant them, and you could probably try it that way. But like I was saying a little while ago, you do run the risk of not being able to get a bottle if you end up loving it. But if you just want to experience it, yeah, there'll be opportunities to do that. People do splits. People buy, like Juan, Fat Boy Fragrance. He'll buy a bottle or two and decant them, I'm sure. Maybe even 3 or 4 bottles. Depends on, because he'll do pre-orders for his decants. He usually does. And if he gets a shitload of pre-orders for decants, he'll buy however many bottles he needs to accordingly. There you go. So, George, I guess you don't want to jump on. Kind of there. I see you being very active in the chat, though. Welcome to the membership, sir. I could have swore it was you that posted that this morning. It might have been somebody else. I could have swore it was you. Oh, well. I like the exclusivity. I can't wait to see it in hand. Like I said, I've seen all the pictures and everything, but in hand's a different experience. So once he's set up and situated, we'll bring the man of the hour on. He's getting set up right now with a windbreaker on. All right. And I'm sure it's Valentino, knowing him. Yes, he's nodding. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the man, the myth, the legend, the unicorn himself, George Zaharoff. How are you?
Thanks. Hi, Ross. Hi, everybody.
Oh, that is that Valentino set. Okay. Yeah. He's very proud of that set, guys. He bought it to bring overseas.
I love Georgia Gent. I haven't seen him in such a long time.
Matt has been popping out at the streams. He's been doing some content lately. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Matt, you know how once a year Matt gets a wild hair on his ass and does content? It's that time of year.
Matt could be a superstar online if he whatever he decides to do, you know.
Matt, for those of you that don't know, that's who's pinned. Matt's awesome.
Yeah, Georgia Gent.
We love Matt.
Yeah, we love Matt too. Hi, everybody. I'm seeing everyone, DJ and everybody. Hello.
Everybody's very excited. It's been pretty much the last 30 minutes have been talks about Precious Treasure.
And it's funny because Ross and I were talking about, first of all, thank you for having me, Ross.
Always, George.
Ross and I were talking, and Ross is like, what's going on with it? And I haven't had a chance to take a moment and think about the pricing and all that. I haven't done it yet. When they see the work, yeah, I think people are gonna. I sent yours out today, Ross.
I saw the email. I was telling them earlier that I got the tracking email because they were asking me what I was going to wear for Thanksgiving, and I was like, I know what I'm wearing.
And so it's so beautiful. I'm so excited. So anyway,
you should be. Trust me. I've been telling them this is the most you've ever put into a fragrance.
Yeah, because it comes numbered. It comes signed. There's a certificate. The boxes are all handmade. Everything's. This was something that was a passion project of mine because, so this oil is made in Africa. It's made by indigenous women who use this. They give it to man, and then they pay their households. They're able to sustain their households this way. And I flew down there.
This was close to 2 years ago now.
It was. It's almost 2 years in the making. So I flew over there, and the story has to be told, and I feel very responsible about that. And then I want to make sure that there's value in what's being given too. And so that's what's happening. So please just be a little bit more patient. I promise everything will be revealed. It's just I wanted to make sure that the presentation and what you're getting, what the person is getting, is something really unusual and different and doesn't happen. Like you just, and
I just sum it up, when you get it in hand, be like, oh, that's why it costed this.
Yeah, and not only that, but I could see what George was talking about. I don't think it's going to be an excessive. I think people are going to be surprised by what I'm going to charge versus what I should be. But I just want to wait.
I was telling them a little while ago that one of the reasons, even though you didn't say it, is you're very torn because you want to charge as little as you possibly can.
That I can. That's right. That's right. Because you're going to see there's
He does not want you guys to feel like you overpaid for anything. That's just how he operates.
And I see others that do it, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're charging so much for that. They're such, and so I want to make sure. I mean, my success and the reason why I'm where I'm at is because of almost all of whoever's in this room has a Zaharoff has supported us, me, from the beginning. So we'll figure it out. And it's not going to break a bank. I'm not going to have it break a bank. So. But that's it. So just be patient. All's going to be revealed. I have to work on it this weekend, and then I promise it'll all reveal itself. I saw someone just talk about. I'm sorry. Hold on. I got Marcelo.
Yeah, mention Marcelo. He was on the Fragrance Collector's channel. Marcelo.
There you go. Yes. So I went down to South America. And then flew over to Australia, and then flew over to the Far East, and seeing everyone. It's kind of surreal seeing Zaharoff.
So wait, so this round you went Chile.
I went Argentina,
Chile,
Santiago, Sydney, Melbourne. I went to Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam,
Saigon.
Yeah, and Taipei and home. So yeah.
In like a week and a half.
Over a week and a half. In about 2 weeks, which is how many days of travel. But it's all awesome. It's blessings. It's just I'm talking to Ross drooling, and I talked to Ross waiting for immigration. And
he was
I'm
in Vietnam. He's like, yeah, I got a 22-hour flight back. Think about this: long flight, and you're going backwards many time zones.
Right.
He was 13 hours ahead of me when we were talking. He's literally on the other side of the world from me.
I'm happy to be home. If I'm looking this way, I'm reading all the comments. I'm happy. So all will be revealed. I promise.
I'm excited, George.
I'm excited too. It's going to be a nice Christmas. It's a nice Christmas thing. And then, we're talking with Ross about upcoming projects that, might happen. We'll see in 2025. And so there's a lot of things happening next year. We'll see.
I wonder how many are going to piece that together.
We'll see what happens.
No, you don't understand why I say that.
And I get like
because the reason I say that, I might as well, because people are going to piece that together. I sent Claude a text before you got on here on camera about explaining to me how Precious Treasure is created so I can explain it better. So I wanted to explain it to me again. And I said, you guys don't need to see what me and Claude were talking about. And I said, please call me. So they're going to piece that together now.
That's funny. Well, we'll see what happens.
That's like, I might as well throw a little more into it,
That's so funny. You never know.
I know people caught it.
Paul, I love it. It's a dream. I love it. I love the jet lag. I love all of it. I need to just pace myself. And so next year will be exciting. I just want to keep things exciting and fresh. And, Ross has been with me. We've been with each other from the very beginning and
grown together.
Yeah. And you kind of hold on to the people that you kind of hold on to the good ones.
Thank you, George.
You hold on to the good ones. So, all right, I'm going to go. This weekend, besides having to think of what I'm going to do, I'm going to unpack and chillax.
So it's veg weekend?
Yeah. I need to just shut myself off.
Are you going to go get a workout in just to move around?
Monday. I go Monday, yeah. I just needed to shut down. I need to not be around,
Speaking of working out, how far out from Glenn's show is he?
Glenn did not meet his body fit, so he pushed it off another 6 months.
For those of you that know, his personal trainer is competing.
And he didn't feel like he was ready yet. And so I kind of understood that, remember, with you?
Oh, I had to do it. Yeah. I had to push to the next show because I wasn't ready. I wasn't.
And so he just put it off. I think how we did the Zed creators and how we set a beginning and an end is that Ross and Justin's channels were so small that it's kind of interesting how many people want it. Do you know what I mean? Like a
Well,
lot
there
of
was
people
talk
ask for
with
it
Darren
too.
and a bunch of people this morning. We were going back and forth about you mentioning possibly bringing Second Soul back. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's not a thing. He's like, I could have swore George said he was going to talk to Justin about bringing it back.
Justin won't do it.
No.
Justin. So we did have that conversation,
We talked about
and yeah, Justin felt like it was good to have a beginning and an end, and I agree. And I think that it's also our promise was that maybe it'll change, 3-4 years from now when things are a little different, a little bigger. We'll see. Unless there's like, Z Creator 6 or 7 going on. But I like working with these guys, and I see a lot of the people on here. Thank you everybody. I see all the
there's about 50 people
yeah.
that when they find out you ended up jumping on and we talked about this stuff, they're gonna be like, damn it, I shouldn't have left, because we had like 170, 180 a little while ago. We have 120 right now.
And I know some of the lurkers are going to publish it.
Oh yeah, go for it. Hype it up. Hype it up. Get people ready. Get them excited.
So,
you said you were debating should we tease. Well, here you go.
Here we go.
We
tease away.
hard. Justin does not know that we're doing this right now.
So
yeah.
We'll see. There's no announcement. There's nothing, it's all alleged.
Yeah.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. So Thanksgiving, my brother Tom is coming here. I'm going to spend it with my brother Tom and my mother. I think besides maybe going to France to work on production, we opened 16 stores in Italy. So if you guys want Zaharoff in Europe, there's certain items there. One, unfortunately, leather tobacco is not. I shut off Spain completely. Spain, they're motherfuckers. The duties and customs, they're fucking
a nightmare, huh?
They're dragging. They're nasty. They have like these codes, the European codes that you get for the fragrances. The European Union gives you like saying it's okay that the number for the fragrance that you could sell it in Europe. They wanted nothing to do with it. So they're bitches and hoes. So I fucking shut them.
They're bitches and hoes.
Bitches and hoes. They shut off Spain and Mexico, but we're going to open Mexico. Mexico is getting a Zaharoff store. Warsaw, Zagreb. So like it's pretty wild. It's wild. This is wild. So, yeah. And that's it.
Exciting stuff always on Georgia.
Yeah.
2025 is going to be even bigger than 2024 was such a big year for you. You just opened up all these other countries.
I know. It has to be that way, Ross. Movement is life.
I was about to say it. You beat me to it.
Movement is life. Isn't that good?
It's really good.
Like even if you're going through a difficult time in life, you have to keep moving. I know Boz. Hi, Boz.
Forward. Good to see you, Boz. Always forward.
You got to move into it and out of it. And so movement is life. Because a puddle, when you have a puddle standing by itself, it gets sick. It gets bacteria, and you need to have the rushing water. And I always tell myself I need to be that. I need to be constantly moving and making sure things are cleaning itself out and bringing new things in. So, all right. So someone asked me about citrine. Citrine, the larger size, they're all in France being made. I'm hoping January, February to have the large citrine back in stock.
Oh, speaking of Europe, I thought they sold through everything.
They did, but I'm doing production.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm doing new production. They don't have citrine. Citrine isn't in the market.
No, I just meant product in general.
Yeah. They're doing we kicked some ass actually.
Yeah, for those of you guys didn't know, like he sent a shit ton of product to Europe and they sold through it.
They sold through pretty quick. Yeah.
Like 2 weeks or something. It was quick.
Short. George, if I make an order, are you able to put an extra atomizer in it, just the sprayer tip that you could remove? Are you talking about the thing that you press?
Atomizer tip.
The actuator. So what you do, Corey, if you place your order, there's a way to leave a note. Can you just say GZ? Mine broke when I dropped it, so it doesn't spray right. Well, that way, of course, if it's for another fragrance, so he's missing. At least you admit it, Corey, because people, you know what some people do? People will drop it and say that it's my fault. For years. So
people are awful.
I'll send you. You don't have to. You don't have to give me another order. I'll send you a sprayer if you want. Just send me an email.
George@Zaharoff.com, Corey.
And so I think whatever you
Unless,
want.
no, how about this, Corey? If you're planning on getting Precious Treasure, you could kill two birds with one stone. If
Yeah.
not, don't feel pressured to get it. I'm not saying it for that. Just if you were going to be making an order next weekend,
There's no pressure.
there,
And so I think if you guys want samples for Precious Treasure, it's going to be Juan. I got to talk to Juan because I don't have, it's all I don't have. I can't open an extra bottle. I love the hot take by GZ. Hats go off.
Yeah. Okay.
GZ.
So he was a little delayed. So he got to where you were
Yeah.
calling Spain bitches and hoes and all.
I know it's the truth though. These customs people are nasty. Right now I'm just with Chris. Chris has his endeavor. I'm just supporting him. There's no plans on opening a retailer in the UK. It might change, but so far I'm okay. I'm actually good with Fragmento with Chris. I like him a lot. He's really good. We have a good partnership.
Question. While I got you, because you
Yeah.
came in when I was talking about this.
He is getting some,
That,
but not many. So
because I know Kevin's going to get some oligarch, right?
Kevin, but whatever I sent Kevin is sold already.
Yeah, he pre-ordered.
There's not going to be extra. I told him that too. With the UK, you might want to contact Craig Mental and say, please set aside one for me, because
if he'll do it,
he's not going to get extra. There's not going to be any extra. Like if I send him, it's going to be like 10. There's not going to be a lot. Wholesale, guys, when you're selling to wholesale, it's 80% off of retail.
I wasn't going to throw the number. That's you to do.
And so that's a general. That's just a general amount. So it's a lot.
This is the most cost he's had to put into bringing something to market. So 80% off of retail, that's a loss right there.
And so I don't want to. That's why Italy isn't getting. It's only coming from Zaharoff. It's only going to come from us. It's going to be just a limited
move for him to
limited run to it. Yeah. So, and that's it.
But I agree with Boz. We need more Georges in the fragrance industry. But that's exactly one of the reasons. And it's not just the fragrance industry, but in life, he's a unicorn. There's no other George Zaharoffs out there.
Well, thank you, Ross. I appreciate it.
True.
Thank you.
We're not getting a morning mystique. No, sir. That's not what we're getting.
This space is very beautiful. It's a beautiful space. I think that there's just some nefarious characters that I think if I was bigger, I told Ross this too, if I was bigger, I would love to do like what Jeffree Star is doing and just, but I
tell everything, yeah.
Just be able to say what's happening, but I can't
mystique either. Paul.
I can't do it, guys. As long as I stay on the straight as straight as possible as I possibly can, and I keep to myself and I serve my customers. I serve God through my customers. Whatever anyone else wants to do,
well, look,
they do.
Digging a grave for those that deserve the grave. That's just going to create bad karma at the same time. It's just you want to put that energy out there.
And a lot of people want to.
They don't solve anything for anyone. It's just dance like a puppet for the audience for 5 minutes, and then nothing gets solved. That's all that kind of stuff does.
When I first came into this space, no, it's better I say no.
But they are constantly hitting these different variations of mystique.
Happy hour mystique. I love.
Yeah, we got afternoon mystique, morning mystique.
Did you tell them happy hour mystique? Have you told them the name?
No. Why would I tell them the name?
Well, because it's happy hour mystique. Kevin hit it on the net. Oh, sorry.
Got nothing to do with mystique. It is not a flanker to business over pleasure and eating mystique. Guys.
That's awesome, though.
That was a 1-2 punch. That was a duo plan in the story, but we are continuing the story, like I told you guys the other day.
That's kind of awesome. I love that.
I am continuing the story.
That's kind of awesome.
I told George the other night, if we do a fourth, I already know what I want to do for a fourth. I'm always working.
Ross's brain is always going. You could feel it too. I guess you guys could all feel it here. All right. Much love, everybody. Listen, you all have a good Thanksgiving. And no matter what you do, you got to. So listen, Boz, I had a great therapist because I've had a lot of therapy. And I think everyone should see a therapist or a priest or whatever, right? And so a mullah or a rabbi. So anyway, he said 95 of the percent of the population don't give a shit. They're self-obsessed, self-involved. He goes, there's going to be that 3% that really love you, and the 2% that might have something to say about you, but they don't matter. And so that's exactly right. Not everyone's going to like you. Exactly right.
Preaching to the choir.
So,
no, Matt, not everybody's trying every variation Mystique. Mystique is nowhere around the name, guys. That's hilarious.
I like Midnight Mystique.
Well, I mean, it's so close to Evening Mystique. It's just a play on words, basically. GZ pours his heart and soul into his fragrances and other works. He really cares about the art of it. He's not a money grubber like designer brands.
Well,
he doesn't squeeze every dollar he can, and that's very, very obvious in the way he operates. He doesn't squeeze every dollar he can out of people. I can tell you firsthand. It's not how Sword works.
The Stone Cologne.
Shout out to
Ross. How are you, Ross?
He does the Stone Cold gimmick. He does.
Ross. So listen, have a beautiful holiday.
No mango.
And be happy, be well. And coconut and orchid. No, what do you like, Ross? What is it called again? What's the flower that you like?
Iris.
Iris. Coconut and iris.
I'm not making iris, guys. No iris fragrance this time.
Iris with coconut oil. How about like Tropicana with iris, Ross?
There you go. Yeah, that's it. Matinee Mystique, midday Mystique. They're running with it. I love it.
Mystique. Misty Mystique. It could be like what are the flaps of the trunk that had the profile of the girl with the hair blowing with the
the mud flaps on the trucks?
The mud flap and one leg straight, one leg's up with the hair.
Yeah, with the knee bent.
So, that's Misty Mystique.
That's Juan's logo. It's the fat guy version of it. Juan's logo is like
that. So the Misty Mystique, there's the packaging, Ross, right there.
That's it.
Ross, wait.
Here we go.
Hit me with plates. The plates could be the mud flaps. And when you put the two boxes together, we could have Misty Mystique and hold on, we could do it like a menage a trois kind of thing. Misty Mystique and what's another M? Come on, lady. What's another M Mystique?
Oh my.
We need another girl's name.
Manic Mystique. Oh, Mindy Mystique.
Mindy and
Mindy.
Oh my God. Mindy, what was the other one?
Misty and Mindy.
Misty and Mindy Mystique. You put the two mud flaps together. This is so freaking brilliant.
What?
Mindy and Misty Mystique.
That's genius work right there. Oh my God.
I think that's awesome.
Oh my God. It's funny, but it's not what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. Chunky Mystique.
We could do like a map. The two boxes, they connect to like this treasure hunt. And if they get to the place, they could have like a free bottle, or they could actually meet Mandy and Misty. I like that. Mandy and Misty. That's awesome, Ross.
Mandy and Misty.
You guys
we call it Eastbound and Down, huh?
Yeah. And so now you know how Ross and I ideate. Here you go.
This is it. This is how Zaharoff fragrances are created, right here. We let you guys in on it. Yeah.
See?
It's that simple.
Sometimes
we do wild shit like that, and he ends up bringing that stuff to marketplace. This really does happen sometimes.
You could have like anyone on here could sit there and say, okay, I want to start a brand. Here's the name. What do you think? And I could lay out the entire logos and this and that and this and all that stuff.
All it takes is him to get inspired in any form or fashion, and he starts going.
Every fragrance come with the trucker hat. That's a nice idea too.
Is Jerry Reed still alive? I could have him be the spokesperson.
That's funny.
Yeah. He was the trucker in Smokey and the Bandit.
This is hilarious. Anyway, this was fun.
Hilarious, yeah. Monique Mystique. There we go.
Why has no one made a fragrance for day wear, then layer later on at night with a night fragrance so they kind of go together? Hello? Hello,
Seraphim
Seraphim Blue and Red. Hello,
exactly what they're for. Yeah, that's
Mr.
hilarious.
Mayhem. Is that the guy that's in the commercials with the Allstate? He's not too
Oh,
busy
like
cleaning
mayhem,
mayhem.
yeah. Keep yourself safe from mayhem, like me.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
It's
sold out already. There you go. Well, Josh, you missed it.
Josh.
Josh just got here.
Josh, how are you, boo?
Put the hammer down and give
With
him
the
hell.
3 kids.
Yeah. Good to see you, Josh. I talked to Josh last night.
We were talking about, so Josh, the new fragrance that Ross and I are coming out with, it's called Mandy and Misty Mystique.
Misty and Mindy Mystique, yeah.
And it's the mud flaps of a truck with the girl, like that. I think it's brilliant. I think we need to do something like that, Ross.
Oh, God.
I love it. I think it would sell out. It's got to be like a trucker fragrance. It has to be. I mean, you and I would be able to.
It'll come with the TLTG trucker hat.
That it fits everything. I love it.
There it is.
Then the haters, oh my God, they would love this. So, what would
I could see all them dickheads on Reddit with their TLTG trucker hats. I can see it now.
So Ross, let me ask you something. What would a so look, with all the things we're talking about, right? With the trucker's life and oh my God,
tobacco and alcohol.
That we could do also like another gourmand of like pretzels and like, you know, hot dogs or something. You know what I mean? Like we could do a gourmand, like one could
fragrance.
Yeah. Or maybe a gasoline.
This started off as a joke, but this could really be something. This is not what we're doing from my friend.
I like the idea though. Like
but this is something that he could potentially do in the future if he wanted.
Because there's like a gasoline fragrance, right? Like a gasoline.
So yeah, so Fahrenheit, the way the violet comes across has this petroleum gasoline kind of smell. Claude would know how to make that accord.
I know. I kind of like this. Maybe we
ever do that.
I kind of like that.
Look at Matt. Where's that comment? He said, "And the map leads to Golden Corral."
That's awesome.
To go eat at the buffet at Golden Corral. That is brilliant.
I love this idea.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is hilarious. So this worked out. Did we end up having a little fun with this here at the end? That worked out.
I'm a trucker. Listen, there's no
I'm a trucker, and that's not funny.
Let's just say this. Truckers are mad respect.
Yeah, we're just having some fun.
That's why I'm serious. I mean, I think it would be great. I think it would be an interesting fragrance. I kind of like this idea.
Mr. Gumbo is my favorite Pete Rose fan, by the way.
So the lot lizard. I was just gonna say about the lot lizard. You've got Mindy and
that's
Mandy.
What Misty and Mindy are. They are lot lizards.
Lot lizards. There you go.
Exactly that.
I'm wondering, Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease.
He's a good dude.
Knocking on the doors. I think I'd be like, you got to have balls, right? Because you have the knocking in the middle of the night, and you don't know what the heck any given time you're driving, and who's gonna pop out. You know.
When my uncle used to drive, I've been on trips with him when I was a teenager and stuff. With him, broads would knock on the door. Keep it pushing. No.
You know,
that was great. That was hilarious. I remember the first time we were going to Tennessee. We were going to run to Tennessee because once when I was a teenager and didn't have a job or anything in the summer, I'd go on runs with him. The good old days.
The good old days.
The good old days.
When there was no good old days when there was no
social media was not a thing. MySpace didn't exist yet. Well, you got to understand, Paul, the man on the screen across from me, I witnessed him tell Claude Deere on the phone that he wanted him to create the smell of a man just finishing having sex, dirty, nasty, musty sex, and then reach his hand down his pants, grab his balls, pull his hand out and smell it. He said that to Claude Deere on the phone.
That's right.
And Claude took it in stride.
Claude's
took it in
awesome,
stride and his brain started working on how you want the musky, sweaty, dirty. He started running with it. Me and Justin and Grace laughed our asses off. That was when we were getting the pre-orders ready for Zed Creators too.
And you know what? In my travels, when people would come and ask me to sign their bottles, or they would come with XXX and leather to back. A lot of these guys would just the Triple X has been an incredible seller. It's coming out for its third run. I'm proud of that fragrance, and I'm glad. And Claude is very open to this. Listen, when you're creating fragrances, and you never know. Like, look at this discussion now. Like, I'm going to talk to Claude about doing like a gasoline. I shouldn't be telling people my ideas.
Yeah, don't,
That's,
because somebody's gonna steal your shit.
but I'm curious to know, like what Kaylin is saying. I'm curious to know what would that smell like, and this is the kind of conversations that. So there's mad respect for anybody, and if the
Because
trucker
there's like Juice Box,
loves
for
people,
prime
yeah,
example,
absolutely,
that brand, they create a lot of these things. Black
yeah,
powder, these different like rock concert
right,
vibes that have like a sweat accord and
yeah,
Secretions Magnifique of all things. Like there's artistic fragrances that recreate really specific settings and scenarios. That's the kind of stuff that excites a perfumer.
yeah.
Because they're really getting to flex their creative muscle to create something like that. That is not standard run-of-the-mill stuff.
Right. And Claude doesn't have any restrictions when it comes to cost and pricing with me, and so he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Did I just hear? Yes, there is a third run. The boxes are being printed. The bottles are
And this
done.
is the funkiest of the bunch, right?
This is no there's another iteration that's the funky one. I haven't announced that yet. That's a different name.
Okay.
That's a different name. Not yet. We'll do that. But yes, hi Jerry. There's a third run of Triple X. And there's another one with the skinky, the final one, the absolutely final one that people might not get into as much as the Triple X. That's the one that I kept pushing Claude to do the actual, like, so after the Triple X, I go, let's take it a little bit further.
Sweaty nuts.
No. Huh?
The sweating nut smell.
Yeah, it's like bad. It's good. It's, yeah. But you know what? I bet you men are pigs. They're going to like it.
Yeah,
They're
but
gonna
not
suck
just
us
like
all.
sweaty nuts after a gym, like after sex too.
Yeah.
Like dirty sex. Like she wasn't clean either. Like this is what they're trying to create here, guys. It's wild to me. But hey, there's a crowd for everything, you know?
Yeah, there is, and I'm excited to finish that. So it's gonna be part of the Triple X. You'll know. You guys will know. So, all right, enough.
A lot of speculation happened here.
You know. Thanks for having me, Ross, again.
Always a pleasure, George. This was fun.
Yeah.
Misty and Mindy Mystique coming soon.
I love that. I think it's great. I love it. All right, much. Oh, so hold on, Mr. Mayhem. If you want, send me an email and I'll send you some samples. So, G Zaharoff or George, just do George.
At Zaharoff.com.
At Zaharoff.com. Just say, hey, I was the one. Anthony Rogers, have you ever been to my website? If you want to, go on the website, fill out all the information, fill out the samples that you want. How many people are in this room?
109 currently, a bunch, because I normally shut it down at an hour 30, so a lot of people left. This is the core. Like this is the number of people that'll be here no matter what's going on. They hang till then. Thank you, Jared. And so do that, and then fill it out, do your thing, and then abandon the shopping cart. Close out close out your window, and send me an email. And I'll send you in the samples in the UK because you can't get them in the UK. So that's all. All right. Much love, guys. Have a good one, Georgie.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Much love, and bye.
We'll talk.
All right.
Bye, George Zaharoff, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we agreed we were going to wait and do a tease because me and Justin are supposed to set up a live stream. He's like, we should talk to Justin and see what he thinks about teasing this time around. And he just threw it out there. So I was like, fuck it. Because I know y'all, when y'all saw me cover my part of the conversation with Claude, yeah, we've been working on the fragrance for weeks. This is my favorite. He nailed it. Right? He sent me two to start with. He nailed my vision. And I don't want to, they say don't marry the first girl you fuck. That's kind of what we're doing here. I hate to fall in love with the first one that's like perfect. So I got him doing 2 more renditions just to do it with 2 different, accords I want to bring to life in this profile. And I told him, whatever, even if those aren't it, this is it. Like, this is probably it. It'll be hard to beat this. Like, Claude nailed it. Like, he's so good at this. He's so good at this. I can't. He's so good at this. Claude Deere is so fucking good at this. 2 conversations, and I sent him over because I told you guys in the past. Remember, I had a file with what I wanted to do. I've had it for over a year. When the time came, I sent it to him. He called me. Okay, so I see this, and we worked it out. Didn't talk to him for a few weeks. Calls me, texts me, Ross, give me a call. Tells me what's going on, what he did. Heading your way. Next day, I got him. Holy shit. I've had him for a few weeks now. I sat with him for a few weeks before I hit him up with what I want to do just to see. But this is it. This is it. So, spoiler is coming. I can't wait. Oh, the story on this one. I can't wait. And the art that's going to be, oh, I love getting to do this. George, I'm so glad George lets me do this. So the cat's out the bag. Didn't see that coming. But yeah, it's out the bag. We've been working for a little while. Actually just got in the fragrance this year. Would love to snag something from this house. It's a great house. Great brand owner. If I can find a fragrance that smells like funnel cake and fried Oreos. Carney smells. There you go. Didn't play it safe. Hate it or love it. Big market for the fragrance. This is hilarious. We always have fun. If y'all could be a fly on the wall when me and him are just on the phone, you wouldn't believe. Quite a kinky fragrance conversation. It gets that way sometimes. Oh, he saw that earlier. Yeah, I got behind. Yeah, there it is. He saw. So always a pleasure to have George on. We'll shut it down at 2 hours and a couple more minutes. You know, once George came on, we'll just go till whenever. That's my fragrance that was in that vial I just showed you. And it doesn't need to be modified. He nailed it. But like I said, you don't marry the first girl you fuck. It's good advice, right? So I got him doing 2 other things we talked about. Modifications just to see some accords I'd like to see enhanced in one and added in another. But this is probably it. Unless they just somehow it's better. So I don't know. What I'm trying to get him to do could potentially make it even better, but it's gonna be hard to beat. Doesn't matter who the girl is. It's always solid advice to not marry the first girl you fuck, man. No, sir, I don't do that. I have oily skin. Gasoline and blackberry sounds good. Actually, oddly. Yeah. He is. It's not just me. Ariana and Evans, a Carney scent, I think. Musty Mystique. Oh, we still got some more Mystique names. All right, hit me with them. Yeah. Soul Bama Guy Jones. Good to see you, sir. Nishane Ani. It's cool. Thibodaux, Louisiana. Shout out to Thibodaux, Louisiana. Weather. Go Colonels. Right? A lot of family that went to Nickel State, including my wife. Third Soul. No, that's not what he's working on. I know what he's working on. You'll find out one day. I have to let him know that we did that. I'm gonna call Justin after this. So just want to let you know. Because I know some of y'all be like, oh, I heard, congratulations. So I don't want him to be too blindsided. I got to let him know what the hell's going on. I would love to have Dedrick involved in this possibly in the future. Maybe in the future for sure. You never know. You never know. Lots of love for Dedrick. That's my boy. I think Fragrance Tease deserves a stone cold beer bash. Missy Mystique. No, you just changed one letter. That's too close. Look, I wasn't going to stop him. Missionary Mystique. Wow, there's one. All right. I got a bunch of Mancera vanillas. I specifically wanted to do Oud Vanille. I didn't want to do more than one from the house. Yeah, I could have done that one. That one is super good. Super good. But an old love in Oud Vanille, I think, deserved the spotlight because nobody talks about that one anymore, and it's still a beautiful fragrance. Christian leaked that they were having a kid before he announced it. Yeah, that was a little different. That was a little different. I would think the pregnancy news is a little more important. Just saying. Yeah. Nishane Hachivat. So I haven't tried Hachivat X or Hachivat Oud. I haven't tried those. You have a good one, my guy. Oud Mineral. Tobacco Vanille, it's not so special to me that because there's just so many interpretations of it that get really close that I just wouldn't spend the money on it. But Oud Mineral, I have the second release that came in the kind of fogged bottle, private line bottle, not the very first private line, the second release in the fogged 30 ml. That exclusive, I think, Sephora, and then the new release in the signature bottle. So I have 2 of the 3 versions that have come in, and they're identical. This one and the newest one and the last one, they're identical. That's kind of a special occasion aquatic because it's aquatic and watery, but it's also got this dry rotted wood kind of thing going with driftwood and oud. Because it's not real funky or anything. It's like this dry, just like I said, almost rotted like wood. And I mean that in the most charming way possible. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's a super unique aquatic. It's an acquired taste. It's something to appreciate. It's a very different aquatic. It's one of Tom Ford's best releases, I think. Justin, speaking of Justin, big fan of it as well. He has the 30 ml previous release and the new version as well. We both have it. Not quite. It's a more smoked dry woods. Doesn't really have much funk, and it's sweet and creamy. It doesn't really have the kind of spice. It's not like a bunch of saffron like Vanilla Oud has. They're akin to one another, kind of like how Aylin's kind of akin to Vanilla Oud, and Baby Cat's kind of akin. Like they're all kind of this Vanilla Oud family, but they're not all the same Vanilla Oud. I mean, they're Vanilla Ouds, but they're different Vanilla Ouds. That makes sense because they're different oud oils, different types of vanillas, different supporting notes. I know. It's all good. Good to see you, Boz. Good to see you. We're about to shut it down. We just hit 2 hours. Saffron Cologne, my newest pickup. Well, second to newest. Hesperide Cologne is my newest in the line. I bought that whole line this year, Cologne line. Saffron Cologne is amazing. Warm weather leather. Spicy citrus. Citron and saffron with suede. Oh, and that vetiver dry down of the original. Oh, so good. It is not green. No, a little bit of a green tint in this light. It's actually yellow, but I could see why you think it's green, the way the light's hitting it, but no, it's yellow. You don't need to see that code name. Code name's great. I debated on using that for the fragrance name, but I don't want to try to get it from Mon and all this stuff. I love my name for it. Fits my story and the profile. Just wait. It's going to be great. It's a while from now. It's not like it's in a month or 2. Next year, guys. Can't believe we're talking about this. Sprayed my shirt with Eternal Oud yesterday in the afternoon. Could smell it still right now. I believe it. You as well, sir. Just sprayed Sex and the Sea on hand. It's a bit of a challenge. The opening is. We talked about that. We mentioned it yesterday, I think. It is a bit of a challenge in the opening. It's not, when you look at the notes, it'll sell you on it quick. That's why I bought it. And when I got it, I was like, well, it was kind of pungent. Dry down's great, but you gotta fight through it for like an hour. It takes a little while for it to get really, it gets really good, but it takes a little while. No, sir. I mean, I do know what our target is, but that's, with all due respect, Austin, none of your business currently. Y'all got way more than I think you should have got today, personally, because it's such an early stage, but because we just started working recently. I mean, it's been a little while, but we ain't been working since 6 months ago or nothing like that, like it's very recent that we moved forward. So, yeah, you got plenty. I think you got a lot of info here today, my man. Amberful, it definitely climbed into that top 10. I don't know where to place it yet. I have to reevaluate, but it's definitely immediately fell into the top 10 because I do believe it to be more versatile than Cedrat Boisé. I never thought that would be the case from anything from Mancera, but Blueberry Aquatic, Ego Stratus from Juliet Has a Gun. Blueberry Aquatic. Some Broxon, ambergris, stuff like that makes it real aquatic and beautiful blueberry note up top. No. Not saying any of the quarters it could potentially be. So next year, 2025, that's what you get. And you already heard a lot, a lot more than I ever thought would have happened here today. That's for sure. Because I had a feeling he might throw a tease out, but we got into it a bit more. But the only reason I even went further with it is because I know people caught me blocking my conversation with Claude. And sure, that could raise an eyebrow as it was. But then for him to say that, it's like, oh, that's what he's talking to Claude about. So might as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like that's not what we were talking about. Yeah, it's strong, man. It's definitely a strong one. I haven't worn it in a while because it's a lot. Like the opening, I don't like, so it doesn't make me want to wear it. That's the problem. No, I don't feel like a weight was lifted. Y'all shouldn't have heard that shit yet. But it's his investment. If he wants to tease now, we're gonna tease now. I don't put a single penny into this, guys. It's not my money that gets invested into creating this stuff. That man's investment. And if he's like, hey, I want to tease early this time, that's what we're gonna do. Sure, George. That's what we'll do. You know, Justin ain't be mad. But okay. This is when you say, okay. All right. So now I know to be on the lookout for comments. Yeah. All right. So all right. That's basically the response I'm gonna get. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but all right. We're here. We're in it. Justin's very easy. He's very easy. I'm gonna call him after this. Let him know. Thank you, Zay. I appreciate that. White Glove Bandit strikes again, for sure. None yet, man. Y'all got plenty. You're not getting no more out of me. Zero. Getting zero. You're getting zero, Chad. On that note, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the fun that we had with George. A lot of information was thrown out here. A little speculative type of stream is basically what it turns into. Hey, here we are. It's no big deal. It's exciting stuff. I'm excited. It's beautiful. Everybody's going to like this fragrance. I mean this when I say this. Anyone that has something bad to say about this fragrance when they smell it, they just want to hate on me. Ain't no way somebody can tell me this is not smelling amazing. You'll see when the time comes. You will understand. I'm telling a story and I'm building a wardrobe. I think it's more special every time. Thank you, George Zaharoff, for the opportunity. Thank you guys for hanging. Thank you for the super chats. Welcome to the new members that we got here today. And we're shutting it down. This is it for the weekend. I will see you guys again on Monday. Y'all have a good one. Get ready for next weekend. Precious Treasures is around the corner. Have a good one, guys.